Hey guys, I'm so sorry I've been away. I'm really sorry. I've missed you guys though. I really have. Today I wanted to pop in and have a bit of a chin wag with you guys. I feel like every time I go through this like new stage in my life, I kind of like to sit down with you guys, fill you guys in with everything. Like, how am I doing, how baby's doing, my pregnancy, dad, just like everything. You know, we have that kind of relationship, we have that kind of bond. So I actually posted on my Instagram story and I asked you guys, hey, like, do you guys have any questions for me? Because I just didn't want to like come on camera and just start like sharing things you guys didn't really care about. Yeah, you guys sent me all your questions. Some of you guys sent in the same kind of like questions and stuff. I do have all the questions kind of like written down and I have everything in like subtopics. So yeah, let's just get into it. A lot of you guys wanted to know, how am I doing? Generally, I'm doing good. I'm officially 3 months pregnant and shit, fuck yeah, this is really happening. People did ask how my mental health was doing, and earlier on in my pregnancy I definitely had some low moments. Some scary stuff happened with the baby and stuff like that. My baby has given me so much strength in a way. I'm just more bold and more like assertive, and ultimately I feel more confident in myself because I know that my choices now, it's not about me, it's about my baby. I feel like a superhuman. I feel like a superwoman. There were times where I definitely was low. I'm not even gonna hold you guys. Definitely. But this is the thing, being pregnant, everything you feel is a lot more heightened in a way. Like, the most important thing right now for me in my life is my baby, my family. I don't even have time for the bullshit because I'm just like, I'm so caught up with wanting to provide an amazing life for my bubs. So yeah, what is the future with the 1303 vlogs? So if you guys don't know, okay, I created a vlog series on my channel. They had a time structure of being 13 minutes and 3 seconds long. If you don't know, I was born on the 13th of March, so that's just like a little numerology reference right there. I created 3 chapters so far, and in each chapter I would post 13 vlogs consecutively for 13 days, and then I would take a 13-day hiatus and I'd come back the next chapter. 3 is like a very important number to me. It shows up everywhere in my life. I literally created this series because when I came out to New York, I really wanted to kind of like expand and experiment how I wanted to create content. I feel like I experimented a lot creating that series, and I really pushed myself creatively, like more than I have ever in my whole life in my channel. You know, I created this whole new format just so I could just do something different. The last chapter, chapter 3, was kind of getting difficult to kind of work through because I edit those videos in real time as I'm uploading them, and so I was getting really tired in my first trimester. You guys know I don't like other people touching my videos. I don't like people editing my videos for me at all. What for? Like, come on, stop. I'm content queen. But I found myself asking Lillian for help. Like, Lillian, I think, edited like 3 of the vlogs from that last chapter. Like, usually Lillian sits next to me, she helps me produce the content. I'll run something by her, like, do you think I should keep this in, should I take this out? I was so tired and I had to kind of relinquish that control. I was gonna come back for chapter 4, but I was sitting in it, I was really praying about it, and I was like, the fact that this pregnancy came during chapter 3, I feel like that is just the perfect way to like end the chapter of the 1303 vlogs. Even like with me sharing my life, I still want to be candid, of course, but I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing my life the way that I was sharing my life before. I just have to accept that the 1303 vlogs have ended there. The positive side to it is the 40-minute vlogs, the hour vlogs that you guys so badly have wanted, some of you anyways, are most likely gonna come back. Hauls are gonna come back. Get ready with me's are gonna come back. My regular content that I've been posting on my channel for over 7 years now is definitely gonna come back, and I won't be so time restricted to 1303 minutes. But yeah, like, it was a good time, and I just want to say thank you so much to all of you guys that supported like that project. I'm in such a different place. I have a different mindset when it comes to sharing my life online, and so I am so much more at peace when it comes to giving you guys content. The community that I've built on this side of YouTube, you guys make it so easy for me to like really like my job. I'm not gonna take you guys' support for granted. The amount of love that you guys give to me, I'm gonna make sure that I do my part and keep giving you guys like the energy you guys give me. As long as we keep this energy going and the vibes going, we're gonna have a good old time, okay? Which brings me on to the next topic of discussion, the birthday vlog. Where the fuck is the birthday vlog? Guys, the birthday vlog is in my external hard drive. I'm definitely gonna put out the birthday vlog. Stop. Like, come on. Birthday vlogs are my thing. And I hope it's long. I hope it's long. You guys deserve that. I hope it's long. Am I still moving to NYC? Guys, I'm in New York right now. NYC, I'm still back and forth for sure. When I'm on like downtime, I go back to London, but when I'm in work mode, I'm in New York. How are things with me and Mr. Man doing? I really do hate that his name is Mr. Man. When I came up with that name, I did not think that, I don't know. I feel like I have to be extremely honest with you guys and very candid with you guys, because it's not even just about my attachment style. You guys know I'm a dismissive avoidant. I 100% played down how much me and Mr. Man were vibing. I know that, and I have to hold myself accountable. So I hold myself accountable. Drag me, fine, whatever, I'm grown, stop. I played it down 100%. Like, Dad and I have always had very strong feelings for each other from the very beginning, and I don't want to give too much. He's great, but let's not make him too much of like a situation on this channel, because this channel is about Annie Dre. It's not about him, okay? I do have to say that the 1303 vlogs were not ever filmed in like real time. By the time you guys have watched something go down, I've already moved past it. Do you know what I mean? I've already kind of dealt with it. So it's just awkward. Like, you know, like the episode where he only actually blocked me because we was at the hotel. We had a moment of conflict and I asked him to leave the hotel. And I instantly asked him to come back, but he wasn't feeling the fact that I asked him to leave, and he was like, nah, like, and then I was ringing him down and he was just like, girl, bye. And he just like wanted to sleep that night, so he just like blocked me. But the next morning when he woke up, he unblocked me and was like, yo, I'm picking you up to take you back to Naya's. And even with me sharing that, it might have seemed like so dramatic, because I was like, he blocked me. But in real life, we was kicking it, we was fine, it was good. When it came to like sharing aspects of our dynamic, it was more so me kind of just sharing that I'm learning how to navigate healthy love. Dad and I's main issue ever was always like conflict resolution, and I feel like because I grew up in a dysfunctional household, when it comes to conflict, I'm scared of conflict. Whenever I've had conflict or disagreements with people close to me, I've always been punished after the fact. Whereas like with him, he said to me that he actually finds dealing with conflict to be actually something that brings you guys closer together. Whereas with me, I've always seen it as something that kind of distances us. I'm not even gonna lie, like his perspective, he's low-key right. Like, but because I haven't been used to being in an environment where like you have conflict, you just move past it and like everything's fine. And then also like I've always played the mediator role when it comes to like dealing with conflict. So after the cabin, I remember I told you guys like we weren't speaking in the 2-hour drive home. He actually confessed to me that he expected us to resolve everything in the car. That's why he wasn't playing music, because he was waiting for the right moment. But here I was with my headphones in, not trying to have the conversation, because I've always played that like mediator role in different areas of my life. I have sometimes felt that people have taken advantage of me playing that role of like, let's try and sort things out. It's with him, he's always loved that about me, because he's a bit stubborn sometimes, so he can kind of hold on to things. So he's always loved that like I've encouraged him to kind of open up and move past things. That was like the thing that would like bring him closer and closer to me. But I never knew this. Like I just used to think like we keep having conflict after conflict after conflict, like I'm getting tired. Do you get what I mean? And I think I really just reached my breaking point after the cabin, because I was just like, come on, I made such a huge effort to come into town for this like beautiful trip and we still couldn't even figure it out. But with him, he was like, he didn't even see anything. He didn't even think anything was going with it. He was just like, damn, like shorty's really not gonna speak to me, like, do you know what I mean? So he really thought everything was Gucci. And then I sent him a message like, yo, yeah, I wish you the best in life. Like, what? He was like, the hell? Like, I feel like he was really thrown off. Like, and I think you guys know he took like a few days to reply. I didn't even notice that he took that long to reply. But when we made up and we kind of spoke about everything, I was just like, oh damn, Drea, like there's different ways to deal with things. So like, I don't know, we laugh about the situation now, but right now me and Dad are so good. Like we are so obsessed with each other. We are so excited for our baby. What's your relationship like right now? We're rocking. Like, that's my man. Like, stop. He's so protective over me. extremely. What's funny is, you guys know I'm in New York right now. I wanted to go to Brooklyn Museum, and he was like, the Tiffany's flagship store opened, you want to head down there? And I was like, yeah, why not? Because Breakfast at Tiffany's is one of my favorite movies, like stop. And so we went down there, we explored the whole flagship. I was looking at so many different jewelry bits, and I was like, ooh, putting different things on my wish list. And he was like, do you want to try on some rings? I was like, stop it. Yes, please, Zaddy. He actually made me like try on like 6 different rings, and he was looking at all of them. I was like telling him like the kind of like vibe I like, you know, princess cut diamonds on my Disney stuff. It's like the other day we was even talking about when we would want to get married, and I was like, when I'm skinny, okay, like when I'm snatched, like stop. Like before pregnancy, I was on my weight loss journey. Get your neck back, it was a real thing. Okay, so don't come for me right now because I want to look snatched for my day. Stop, like stop, leave me alone. Randomly I got a question, who's my baby daddy? I feel like you guys know who my baby daddy is, but for privacy reasons, like I don't really want to bring him, like make him the center of my channel like that. Even my baby, I really don't. Even me talking about him right now is kind of awkward for me. I don't see myself going down the public route when it comes to like relationship or like my family and stuff. Like I don't think that's gonna happen. How supportive has he been during the pregnancy? Extremely. Oh my goodness. Like when I found out I was pregnant, he like made it very clear to me he wants to do everything and anything for me and baby. He's made that extremely clear, and he's like, you know, this is what you deserve. Like I want you to have the best fucking pregnancy. I'm really appreciative of that. He's been amazing, so amazing. One call away vibes. Like right now I'm in New York, so he's been running around getting all my groceries, making sure I'm eating good. Like I fall asleep randomly at any time, and like he'll do like the sweetest things, make sure like I have a pillow under my neck when I'm sleeping, like having random naps through the day. I know someone will say that's the bare minimum, but I just feel like he's literally doing anything he can to help me out. He's such a sweetheart. Like I love him. Since I met him, he's always been like that with me, like extremely sweet. Yesterday he surprised me with like the sweetest flowers. It was actually similar flowers that I posted on my story. He thinks I don't know, but he like watches my stories secretly. We did have a few scary moments like earlier on in my pregnancy, and there were times when he felt helpless because I was like in London at the time, and so he couldn't really do much. Now that I'm in New York, he's literally like been my rock. He's so protective over me. Like he feels like any stress I'm dealing with, he would rather the stress go on his doorstep rather than like my doorstep. I feel so protected by him, and it's like he just doesn't want me to be experiencing any hardship or pain, any confusion, just like any unhappiness. He just wants me to be so happy, because he just is like, this is like literally what you deserve. What's so funny is the other day I sent him a video link, first trimester and second trimester, and I think they're all about 30 minutes long, and then he even messaged me like I watched all 3 videos of the trimester. I was even shocked because I was like, I only wanted you to watch 1 and 2. I haven't even watched the 3rd one. And he was like, no, I'm like so fascinated. I'm learning so much about pregnancy, and like he is like, he wants every update about the baby and everything. And what's crazy is like he needs to get his blood work done, and he needed to send over the information to my midwife. I'm not a sickle cell, but I have the trait, like I'm a carrier. He's not. And so even him getting his blood work, I'm like, babe, I need you to send it over, please do it by the end of the week. Oh my gosh, the next day this man is on game. Like, and I know again it's bare minimum, I know. I just feel like anything I say regarding this man, people are gonna be like, yeah, that's what he should be doing though. But I just mean like, he just exceeds my expectations all the fucking time. I'll send him a grocery list of everything I want from the store, and he will literally come back with everything I want. Nothing is off the list. And like, if I haven't written something down, he's calling me like, what's the brand that you wanted? Like, what's this, what's that? The thing is, I think I really love the support because I like to do things by myself. If you're someone that is like hyper independent, it is extremely hard to kind of relinquish control and like get other people's support. It does get hard sometimes, and you only kind of get there once you feel like trust with a certain person. even though I'm not asking for too much, he just acts like anything I'm asking for is not that big of a deal, which I really do appreciate. I could like knock my foot against like the bed and he will be like, oh my gosh, let me attend to your foot, like, do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I cry and it doesn't make sense and he just lets me cry. So that's really good support right there, do you know what I mean, love? The thing that I appreciate the most is that he does his own research when it comes to the pregnancy, so he's like in the loop as well. Journey into parenthood, not only is he super supportive, I think as well, I am trying my best to also support his needs too, like just making sure that we have an open dialogue so he can come and talk to me about anything and anything regarding the baby, pregnancy, just like everything. Are you engaged and will there be a wedding vlog? Dad and I both have the same values when it comes to raising a family. We both want to raise a family and we both want to be married while raising a family. We want that family unit, but at the same time we are not super traditional people. We both believe in the idea that if God wants it to happen this way, then it will happen the way that God intends it to happen. Life updates. So the dogs, like what's going on with the dogs? The dogs are great. The dogs are fine. How's Lillian? Lillian is great. Tata Lily is so great. She's been a huge support system for me during my pregnancy. Like I'll be in New York, obviously there's like a 5-hour difference, and so I'll be calling her at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Lillian, I'm bleeding again. Like what? And she'll be like, what does the bleeding look like? She wants to know everything. Like she is literally like my ride or die partner in crime. I did a brand deal over on my TikTok and I was actually talking about like me and Lillian having our first baby together, and people actually thought that like, yo, I'm raising my baby with my bestie, and technically it does feel like that. We have that connection, we're just so close like that, and her love language is quality time. So I'm really trying to give her as much quality time as I can before the baby comes, because I do not want my best friend to feel neglected by me at all. And so even though she's like, okay Drea, pregnancy this, Drea, how you feeling today, Drea this, Drea that, like I'm also stepping my pussy up when it comes to like being a friend to her too. It's very common for women's focuses to kind of shift and change when they're gonna have a baby, even though that's like absolutely a-okay. I just don't want my best friend to ever feel neglected and stuff. And even though she completely understands that I'm preparing for a baby, I still think it's super important to give her that attention and care and love. It's just important that we have those moments, like even if it's like an evening out or a day out, even if it's just like us watching a movie together, like it's just super important for me to just give her that girl on girl time, because she's like, everything's about the baby, it's all about you right now. And I'm like, no, tell me what's going on with your life, like fill me in with all your dating stuff, like, do you know what I mean? What's funny is Dad even said sometimes he feels like he's in a relationship with two people, me and Lillian, because Lillian is really my bodyguard. Like there was one time where he upset me like a few days before my birthday. He had to call Lillian to apologize because he was like, yo, I'm so sorry. I know that sounds so stupid, but they have that relationship as well. They have like a really cool relationship, and so they have like this back and forth. Like most of the time I'll be like, Lillian, can you believe that he's doing this to me today? And then she'll just start cracking up laughing, and then he'll be like, but Lils, this is what she did to me, in a humorous way. It's never like in serious situations, but in a humorous way. We kind of use Lils as like she's the judge and we're like presenting our case. It's just like it's really funny. But yeah, she is a great friend to him, and she's also obviously an amazing friend to me. So yeah, that's my bitch. Faith in God. My faith in God. Oh yes, God has really been coming through for me. He's been really showing up for your girl. Really has. I've never felt so connected. Like I feel like this whole situation has just been a gift from God. And like I found out obviously around the time of my birthday that I was pregnant. And so for me, I was just like, this is like the greatest gift God could give me for my 32nd birthday. Such an amazing gift. Like this is a gift from God. Because guys, like let me tell you something. You don't always get pregnant when you have sex. Like it doesn't work like that. It needs to align, and that's why they say like a baby is a blessing, because if God says yes, then it's yes. Do you get what I mean? Do you guys think that was my first time doing it unprotected? Stop. No Baby is God's blessing, and they always say like God doesn't give you things that you can't handle. It's always at God's timing. Like everything just aligns with what I'm going through in my life right now. Even through like really hard and rough days, I'm just like, oh God, you're really putting me through it. But I don't like doubt him, or I don't like feel discouraged or anything. If anything, I cry out to him and I'm like, okay God, like seriously, wagwan for this situation right here. But he always like gets me through everything. Just from a spiritual standpoint, I can't do things without God not being in it. Once I feel like God is in it, everything gets easier, but the load is always heavier when I don't put God in it. And that's something that I keep having to learn throughout my journey in life. So the next segment of this video is the pregnancy portion. So let's talk about all things pregnancy. I've got a lot of questions, so I'm going to really try and answer these as quickly as possible. One of the most frequent questions I got was why I chose to share my pregnancy so early. I understand why women choose to wait until it's like the safe zone to announce their pregnancy. The minute I found out I was pregnant, I immediately felt alone. I immediately felt isolated. And the thing is, I had intentions to like keep it hush hush for a very long time. Very quickly I felt like, no, I don't think I can keep this a secret. Like fair enough, I won't like be posting about it like 24/7. I just knew that I wanted to like let people know, just to let people know, and then I can just kind of like go back into my cocoon and go back into hiding until it got safe. And I just felt like that was like the better option for me, because I wanted support from early, especially because it wasn't like technically a planned pregnancy where like, you know, me and dad was like trying. I was just thinking like, okay, like if I have to go through a situation where this baby doesn't make it, which is like a very common thing. Miscarriage is very common in pregnancy. I wouldn't want to go through that, God forbid, alone. I just kind of wanted to like share the news just so that I felt support from my loved ones, from my person, from work, my management, like just everyone. It would have been extremely hard functioning day to day. Being my first trimester was already hard enough. Like the minute I shared the news, so many women that are pregnant or have had babies have literally pouring out support all over the world. Like it just made me feel less alone and less confused. It's like all my girlfriends that have had kids are like pouring into me, and even my partner pouring into me, and it was just like extreme levels of love and understanding, and it helped me navigate through the first trimester. I remember I told one of my girlfriends, you know, I was pregnant. She was like, make sure you're taking your folic acid. It wasn't until like maybe 3 or 4 weeks after, you know, I made the announcement of my pregnancy, my midwife is telling me, oh yeah, make sure you're taking folic acid. I would have got that information later on, but because I got it from my girlfriend, and also my male friend who just had a baby as well, also let me know about taking my vitamins. So it was like, yeah, I could have got this information from the internet, but my friends and everyone is like pouring into me. Even like one of my girlfriends from my high school, she had a baby recently, and we're talking about healing emotionally for our children and having all these types of conversations that, you know, I wouldn't want to have now in my pregnancy. Like I would want to have like, you know, as soon as possible. So I know it annoyed quite a lot of people, but it's not like, oh yeah, I announced I was pregnant and I was vlogging every single day and you guys knew that I was pregnant. No, I made the announcement and then I just dipped out. Like, do you get what I mean? And I used this first trimester time to really bond with my baby. I think for me, the most important part is that like pregnancy alone can be isolating, but then also the chance of like you having a miscarriage is also quite a scary, daunting feeling. And I just felt like God forbid, like please, like if I went through like a situation, you know, where like something happened to my baby or something like that, I would really want as much support as I possibly could. And then I also would want to show support to other women that go through that as well, because it is a very common thing that happens to women. Like I remember there was times when I shared that I was depressed, and like when I was going through my depression alone and no one knew, it was extremely hard. But when I was going through depression and I was sharing my story online, like dealing with depression got so much easier because people were sharing their stories with me, and then also people would message me all the time and tell me like, hearing how you dealt with like things to do with your mental health really helped me. And so with that ideology, I'm all about community. I feel like you cannot raise a baby like without community. And yeah, fair enough, it might be like exposing my life to strangers online, but guess what, when I'm lying in the bed and I'm awake at 2 o'clock in the morning and I go to my Instagram DM and I'm seeing like a paragraph message from one of you guys sending me so much love and words of affirmation, just because you've just been following me for a while, like that helps me feel better at times. Do you get what I mean? And I just feel like I needed as much love as I could possibly get through one of the most difficult times in pregnancy. The earliest parts of my pregnancy was the hardest for me. Oh my gosh, it was just rough. Like, it wasn't like rough in the sense where I was like in so much pain, but I just genuinely didn't feel like myself for like 2 months. It was horrible, and I needed that support. I'm so sorry. My growth throughout the pregnancy. So right now, obviously I'm 3 months, I turned 3 months today. Just like in general, I feel more at peace in life. I'm like extremely protective of my baby as well, and so all my choices now, I'm thinking, okay, what's the best thing for my baby, what's the best thing for my family? That is the growth right there. And I just don't care about stupid things anymore. I really don't. Like, and I'm quick to cuss people out. Before, I never used to like cussing people out, but now I can cuss someone out for sure. Yeah, especially if you're trying to bring stress to me while I'm pregnant, I'm cussing you the fuck out, because genuinely I like to mind my business most of the time. I really do. But if you're bringing stress to my doorstep, and you know I'm carrying child, and we all know what a woman goes through in her pregnancy, that energy definitely transcends to her baby. You trying to bring drama to my front door, you trying to bring drama to me while I'm like hosting a baby and I'm in charge of a life, you're getting cussed the fuck out. Don't come for me while I'm pregnant. Just don't. Okay, am I okay with how my body is changing? Yeah. I will say I'm actually so happy that like these arms, they're not like super thick. It is weird seeing my belly grow, because before pregnancy, you guys know I had a belly. Stop. But I could suck that belly in. Now I can't. Now I can't. My belly is just hard. Like my boobs have gotten like huge, like they are big. Yeah, I don't mind my body changing. What's crazy is like dad is like so obsessed with like the baby bump. He's just like, I just want you to look even more pregnant, I can't wait. Like, I'm just like, damn, really, for real? Like, he told me he's gonna support me when I'm super chunky. We stand. How is my first trimester going? First trimester was rough for sure, and I say it was rough because of the fatigue. Like, I would sleep a lot, and I don't like sleeping throughout the day. I feel very uncomfortable sleeping throughout the day, mainly because I feel lazy when I sleep throughout the day. So it was like me fighting with my brain, like, come on Drea, like do something. Thank God I read this article that basically said like, if you feel tired, rest, because your body is going through so many changes. You just have to rest. And so I just had to rest. I just had to rest. Like, working was just so hard. Like, baby brain, fatigue, my boobs, there was cramping. It was scary. Oh, don't even talk to me about the food. Eating in my first trimester has been a struggle. I have not been eating a lot of meat. My favorite foods I can't eat, like sushi. I can't have steak, like medium rare. Like eggs, like runny eggs, I can't eat that. Red meat has just been not even. Yeah, I'll take one. Like the other day, dad drove 40 minutes to go get me burrito tacos, okay, from Meaty in Brooklyn, and one bite and I was full. Okay, so the books I am loving right now, I'm loving this book, Raising a Secure Child. I love this book so much because it really delves into how much a caregiver or a parent's role can add to a child's life. You know, from the smallest of things like a nod from your parent to the biggest of things like allowing your child to express emotionally. Because I'm big on attachment styles as well, and I've been doing so much reading on attachment styles. Reading this book, I can look at my avoidant ways and then kind of see how my parents' avoidant ways shaped how I became an avoidant in a way. And so it's almost like healing for my own personal self too, allow myself to be super aware of how much like your child's needs can really boost up their confidence in everyday life, just knowing that they have support. Just that freedom to express their feelings and stuff will just make them feel so sure of themselves. And I don't know, I just think for me, I just want my child to just experience life in a way that I didn't. And I feel like, you know, not to say that my parents didn't do a good job, because I feel like my parents did the best that they could with the tools that they had. But looking at my parents and stuff, and just like, I want to give my child what I didn't get. So I'll still take the good parts of my parents' parenting, of course, but I want to give them like my confidence. Like, I feel like I got my confidence from my parents 100%. I would want to pass that on to my child, but also give them the emotional freedom and room to express themselves. And I don't really want to raise my child as an extension of me. I will see my child as like their own person, and I'm just here to kind of like guide them through life. So yeah, I've been loving this book. I recommend this book highly. Any other books, I'll definitely let you guys know for sure. For true, it's very healing for, like, even if you don't have a child, like, I feel like you should still read it, because it's very healing for your inner child too. I'm not even gonna hold you. Dogs and pregnancy. My favorite thing about the dogs and me being pregnant is just like having cuddles when I'm feeling low. It's so nice. Benelli's giving me the best cuddles right now. She's not even that much of an affectionate dog, but lately she's been giving me so many cuddles. It's been crazy. Like, she's been super affectionate. And in the mornings, because I need my daily exercise, I take them out for walkies, spend some quality time with them, and that's always nice, because I can see myself, you know, when the baby is born, going out for my daily walks with the doggies and baby. It's gonna be so nice. I can't wait. Body changes, things I didn't really expect. I was like a teenager when my younger sisters were born, and so I kind of was around my stepmom when she had her babies, and I have been around my girlfriends when they've had kids. I've got a lot of women in my life, so I've kind of been around a lot of pregnant women, but of course, like, you know, I'm going through my own changes as well. I didn't expect my boobs like to swell up so early in my pregnancy. I knew they were gonna get bigger, but just to see them quite big, I'm just like, okay. I can't move around as much as I used to. I'm only 3 months, so I'm just like, why? But still, I'm okay with it. I'm okay. Yeah, I just find it weird that my belly's getting hard. Like, you know, because I've always had a pot belly. I've always had a bit of a belly, but I've been able to suck it in and it's been like flab. But now it's like hard and solid, so that's kind of strange. Sex while pregnant. It's been fine. I will say, the other night I was in a position that was kind of like I was on top, and so it was good, don't get me wrong, but then I started bleeding afterwards. And they do say like bleeding after sex is kind of normal, but I just have to be super like careful. Dad is very caring, and he's very slow, and he's just like, he just always wants me to be super comfortable. He's like, oh, like super like, oh, I don't want to have the baby, you know. I'm just like, come on, let's get this cracking. Because honey, the first trimester, yo, you get so fucking horny, it's insane. I was going through a lot, and like dad was like fasting, and like it was Ramadan, so you know, I wanted to respect his faith and stuff, so we didn't even touch the topic of like bedroom stuff. No. I've been very like more hornier than usual. It's scary. It's very scary. Shopping for the baby, absolutely. I think I've definitely been buying a few things here and there. If you follow my Instagram, you follow my Twitter, I've been sharing some things, you know. I was waiting mostly for when I'm in my second trimester, especially when I'm able to find out the sex of the baby. I think I'll do like even more shopping then, you know. I'll just like have an idea of like who's coming into the world. But for now, I've just been getting like neutral onesies and stuff, you know, just cute little stuff. Like, I'll show you guys soon for sure. We'll do a baby haul if you guys want to see that. I mean, how does it feel to have a human inside of me? Oh wow, you know what, I feel like a superwoman. Do you know that? I feel so strong. I feel so empowered. I feel like, oh my gosh, like I have purpose. And I know that sounds, I'm gonna start crying. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start crying. Like, I feel so blessed that a soul has chosen me to be a mum. And I feel so grateful to God that he has given me this blessing, like genuinely. You know, my whole life, like when I was a kid, my dream job was like being a mum. And so like early in my 20s, I found YouTube, and I started creating videos and I started editing, and I never knew that I could edit. When I found YouTube, I felt like God gave me like a new purpose, and so that dream, that initial dream that I had, was kind of put like on the back burner. Now I really put my best foot forward with like building my platform and creating content and really just going hard with this like talent that God gave me that I had no clue about. And like now I feel like I have like 2 dream jobs. I'm crying so much, sorry. The voice when I cry is so annoying. I just feel like my baby already has given me so much purpose. Like I'm so fearless now when I make decisions. Like I'm going for it. Like I'm like brave. I'm like more courageous because I'm like, I'm doing this for my baby. I feel braver than I've ever felt in my whole life. Yeah, it just feels incredible. In terms of like the physical aspect of it, it does feel weird, but there's like, you know, there's like a butt inside of me right now. Like thinking about that is kind of like, oh wow, I have 2 hearts inside of me right now. So yeah, it's just really crazy to kind of take in. Baby names. Well, dad is Muslim, so Muslim and Arabic names for true. I have the girl's name. It's beautiful. It's perfect. It's perfect. But with the boy, we have like 3 or 4 names that we are like kind of like, you know. So if you have any boy names, like Arabic or Muslim names you want to suggest, let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, I just feel like I just want like a strong name for a boy, especially. How pregnancy has changed me. For the most part, I'm like a mama bear. Very protective. Don't ramp, don't play with me. And that's how I can describe it. Like I'm very protective of my baby, and I'm thinking with my baby's best interest first. Am I having the baby here or in the USA? Well, here, I'm in the US right now, but am I having the baby in the UK or in the US? And 100% in the UK. Shout out to the NHS, stop. Also, I want my baby to be born in London. That's the same place that mama was born. So I think I told you guys that though already. I feel like I did. Everyone's reaction, everyone was very surprised, but everyone was very, very happy. Everyone is super excited. Plans after the baby. Well, to be honest, I keep making this joke that this baby is going to be my exit route off the platform. And the thing is, I really need to stop making the joke because I feel like people are starting to take it seriously. So let me not. My plan is just to be a good fucking mum, and also to be a good partner and 100% look after myself. I feel like it's very important for mummy to have mummy time, and like mummy to get back to who she is as an individual outside of her just being a mum. The one thing I love about my mum is that she kept her identity when she was raising me and my sisters. I could see her as my mom and I could see her as Vinica. People in my family definitely tried to condemn her for it, but I just felt like that's the best inspiration she could ever give me, because I saw from young that it's so important as a woman to take care of yourself and your needs while still, you know, taking care of your children too. So do I plan on taking a long break after the baby? So no, I think that naturally I will want to spend time bonding with my baby. Creating really helps me connect with myself, so I don't know. Clothing. I'm still 3 months into my pregnancy, so I haven't really needed to buy maternity clothing yet. I could still fit into a lot of my normal clothes from before I was pregnant, so that feels nice. I like really comfortable clothes. So right now I'm wearing like joggers and this like active tee that I wear all the time. I will figure out my maternity style, but the thing is, even before I was pregnant I was trying to lose weight and I was still trying to figure out like my style. This last year I've been close to like getting there, but I still haven't had the time to invest, because I was like, when I lose weight I'll figure it out, I'll figure it out, I'll figure it out. And as I was losing and picking up my clothes became easier, but then I found out I was pregnant. But I think I kind of know what my vibe is, so I'm just gonna start making an effort in buying like just clothes that are gonna work for me as I'm growing and stuff. A lot of jersey material, a lot of stretchy. What have my symptoms been while I've been pregnant? Okay, so very early on my boobs hurt and cramping downstairs nausea, but not actually having morning sickness. I didn't have morning sickness. Fatigue, a lot of fatigue, mood swings, and like I would cry a lot. I did bleed quite a lot, like spotting bleeding at the beginning of my pregnancy, but there was a day where I was bleeding like a lot, like clotting bleeding, like I was sitting on the toilet and there was blood coming out. It was the scariest moment ever, and I cried. I was crying profusely, like it was so much. I was so upset. I spent 2 days at A&E. I was able to see a scan and see heartbeat and everything, but I was told I ovulated twice. I could be having twins, but they couldn't see the second baby. My pregnancy symptoms were more intense before the bleeding started. After that bleeding happened, my pregnancy symptoms kind of calmed down, and obviously I only saw one baby. I will say dealing with that was definitely one of the scariest times of my whole entire life. I remember I was crying so intensely. Dad was scared. He felt so helpless because obviously he was in the States, he was here. He was just hearing me cry on the phone, and he just felt like so helpless. Like he was like, I can't do anything, I need to help you, and I can't do nothing. And it was a horrible moment for us. The first day I went to A&E, it was a lot of blood that came out of me, and I put a pad on, and the bleeding it ended up ending after like 2 hours. The pad wasn't like completely soaked, and so that kind of gave me a little bit of hope. But again, I was at the A&E, and the medical staff that was checking me in was like, I'm going to be honest with you, miscarriages are not like a medical emergency because they happen so often. And even though like that kind of makes sense, it was really disheartening because I was just like, I don't want to lose my baby. You know, we spent like maybe like 6 hours at A&E. It was the weekend, so the maternity ward was even closed, and so I had to come back the next day. I was praying all night. So imagine going to sleep and like not having any idea if your baby's okay or not. I ended up returning the next day. I got there first thing. I was there for like 3 hours, and the doctor like was taking her sweet ass time. And I remember like I was lying on the bed to do the internal scan and obviously my scan, and she was just taking her time to just start the scan. And I just remember like crying, like I feel like when she started seeing me like tear up, then she was like, oh shit, like I feel like she even remembered that like this wasn't like a scheduled appointment. I'm here because I was referred by 111. Like I was here because it was like an emergency. And so she just came to her senses like, oh fuck yeah, shit, like she doesn't know what's going on with her baby. The thing is, I know that obviously miscarriages are so common, but like I had become so attached to this baby already, and I was just crying. And then when I saw the baby and I saw the heartbeat, I was crying even more. I was so happy. A week after that, I kind of found myself in more stress, and I guess this is why I've been so protective of my baby, because I'm like, all my life I've endured so much bullshit like in my life, and I've just allowed myself to be exposed to like so much negative energy for the sake of like just having hope for people. And where I'm at in my life, I don't want to put up with shit anymore because I have something that's way more important than me. Sorry, I don't mean to get emotional, but I just don't put up with bullshit anymore, because just the idea of losing this very important thing to me has made me understand that I need to protect myself and my baby from just like negative energy. Like I need to fight for my baby's peace and protection and just like everything. Like I'm willing to fight for like my family. Things that just do not move me, I'm like no. And I feel like after that whole situation, as much as I wanted to come back and start posting on YouTube and update you guys with everything that's going on, I just felt like it was just super important for me to bond with myself, bond with my baby, bond with my partner, like really focus on like my world for a second before I start thinking about all these external things that is going on in my life. That's kind of the reason why I took so long to come back, because after that scare, I just took that from a sign from God, like I need to really slow down. As much as I come from a place of like good vibes and good energy and peace, I don't know what other people's intentions are. People are fucking weird. People got demons and stuff going on in their life, and I just feel like during pregnancy, I don't want to deal with people's projections of pain put onto me. I don't want to have to deal with that. Like, I feel like if you're evil and bad mind to a woman that is going through pregnancy, you're just someone that is like you have deep wounded issues, like with regards to pain. Like, do you get what I mean, guys? Like, that's why I'm just like, no, like evil vibes, I'm not with it. And it's enough for me to write you off for good. Bringing stress to me while I'm with child and I'm actually in charge of a life, you can most definitely fuck off and die. Sorry, I'm just, God, please forgive me. God forgive me. My stomach size, okay, that's my belly button. My belly button's like weird because I had an operation there, but here's my belly. That's my stomach size. I have a very weird belly button. I had an operation on my belly button years ago. I used to have a really huge belly button. I was like 8 years old when I had this operation, and so I have a scar on my belly button area. That's my belly. Privacy and baby, will I share pictures? I just feel like when it comes to sharing on the internet, like, I consent to what I share, but you know, I still have to respect everyone else's privacy, and I want to respect my baby's privacy too. Weight loss after the baby, or will I chill? In my pregnancy, I plan on not like overeating throughout my pregnancy. I know there's that thing where people say, oh, you're eating for 2. Apparently that's not even accurate. It's only like in your like second trimester, you only need to eat like 500 calories more than you usually eat. But I just think, for me, I just want to ensure that throughout my pregnancy, I'm like super conscious of like what I'm eating, not just for myself, but also for my baby's health as well. I know I'm gonna gain weight, of course, but I think that my plan is to eat healthy and also still do exercise as well. So, you know, I do my walks with the dogs right now because that's all I can handle in my first trimester, but I plan on like keeping as active as I can while I'm pregnant. That is going to help with obviously my mood and just like my emotional wellness, but also just exercise too. So my health journey in general is going to continue on throughout my pregnancy. Even after I'm pregnant, I plan on like kind of trying to get back to me. I think that I would just do things slow and steady. I'm not gonna be like next day I give birth, I'm in the gym. No, I don't think it's gonna be that. But I think I'm just gonna be like slowly and surely getting back to me. Me and dad did have an agreement after our second baby, defo nip and tuck. Nip and tuck and some lipo. 100. You know me, guys, I like to crack a few jokes every now and again. What were in my plans before finding out I was pregnant? Well, I was going to be doing my 1303 vlog. Definitely going to confirm which New York neighborhood I wanted to live in. I really thought I was going to take this year to like just travel and connect with myself. I was doing a lot of healing work before I found out I was pregnant. I felt like God was preparing me for something, and I thought it had more so stuff to do with my career side, but to know that it's because pregnancy was coming, it makes so much sense. I was doing a lot of inner child healing, attachment healing. I was trying to kind of resolve that fear of intimacy that I had, fear of commitment that I had. When I got into it with dad, I consciously made the effort to make myself emotionally available, whereas like a lot of people that I had dated prior to him, I was still emotionally closed off. Everything just happens for a reason, guys, I'm telling you. How am I preparing to be a mum? I just want to be the best support system that my child could ever have. Working on myself in general is like the key, but then on top of that, you know, I'm reading and I'm learning and I'm listening to everything, taking the bits that I want to implement for me in my journey of motherhood. Also, being a mom is also such a collaboration with like dad and stuff as well. So like, I'm just being extremely open-minded, but protective at the same time. I want to be a cool mom, like a fly mom, but like also an emotionally available mom and just a good listener. I want my child to have their own identity. I think it's so important that children have their own identities and they're not like this like extension of their parent. Like they are their own person and they see the world in their own way. Even if they live in the same house as you, they have their own thoughts, dreams and everything from when they're infant. Do you get what I mean? They have their own way of seeing things in life, and I think that's the most beautiful thing about the younger generation. We teach them, they teach us. Like my child is already teaching me so much about myself, and I can't wait for them to get older to tell me more things. And like we going back and forth and having a healthy dialogue on like how we can navigate life and how I can help them navigate life. And everyone's journey in motherhood is so different. I can't wait to experience my own. Last question, am I raising my baby in the States or in the UK? Me and dad were like talking about, you know, where we're gonna end up living and stuff. So what I said to dad is like, we have a good 3 years to kind of figure it all out, which I think is like a good enough time. You know, it's just until like baby is like starting schooling, going to nursery and stuff like that. All right guys, so that is basically the end of today's video. I'm so sorry so long. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to update you guys with everything, just have a bit of a chin wag and let you guys know what the tea is. I don't know if I said it on my YouTube channel yet, but like I really want to avoid giving you guys too much mommy content, but at the same time I do want to update you guys every now and again. Like in today's video I had to like let you guys know about the tea. Like I had to like fill you guys in. Going forward in the future, like I don't want it to be like too much. If it gets too much, let me know. Just keep it real with me and just like, Drea, like you're acting like a mom. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and spending some time with me today. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.